Hello friends, good morning, good afternoon and good evening. This is Dr. Paul Ezike. Welcome to my platform. I'm about to do a very powerful and sensitive video that will cut across all the religions, all the tribes and all the nooks and crannies of Nigeria. And I'm very much aware of the strength of the internet. I'm not biased, I'm not sentimental, I'm not tribalistic, but I need to address something today. I need to address this common information, this rumor, this fallacy that is flying around over the internet, that the problem of Nigeria is the church, that the problem of Africa is the church. Saying a white man Jesus, saying a white man religion, we enter Nigeria and Africa. Now spoil Nigeria, now spoil Africa. I'm here to factually, with points, fact and figures, tell you that that is not true. So if you know anybody that is screaming at the top of his voice or her voice, saying our church with the problem of Nigeria, saying our religion, saying that this white man Jesus, now him bring the problem for Africa and religion and Nigeria, bring that person to this broadcast. And if you want to debunk or oppose what I'm about to share right now, bring your fact and figures to the table, because I'm going to bring my fact and figures to the table also in this intelligent argument. Don't forget to tap on the share button, because this thing I'm saying is very important and it's very true. A lot of people are saying our church, saying all this pastor, saying all this church, now then bring the problem for Nigeria. That is not true. Let me start from the church and from pastors. In as much that some people are going into ministry, becoming pastors to make money and to hustle. Some of them, you know them, and you also support them. You know the funny thing, the same people that are saying that church is the problem of Nigeria, those same people, an individual will come up and say, he won't start church, he won't start internet church. Now go still support them. Can you see that really some people are really confused? Let me proceed. In as much as, yes, I know that a lot of people that are going into church, they are not going into church to serve God and to lead the people of the children of God. They are going into church to hustle. In as much as that does not generalize. Whatever is happening over here is also happening over there. Let me say something first. I'm going to speak from different angle. Africa as a continent is being colonized. Nigeria, African continent, Africa countries, a lot of countries. Let me start from Nigeria. Is being colonized by the British. Some of the African countries are being colonized by the Portuguese. Some of the African countries are being colonized by the French, France. The question is this: what is the role of those Oga who colonize African countries in the growth and development of Africa? Question number one. Take for example Nigeria. Take for example the recent battles that started last year with Mali, with Burkina Faso, and with some countries. Most of those problems are caused because those nations that colonize them are ripping them off. Is it church that is doing this one? Is it church? Those countries, are they coming as church or they are coming as political leaders and ripping off African countries? Ripping off Nigeria, ripping off Burkina Faso, a lot of countries. You know what I'm saying? Let me come from that angle. Now let us come down to Nigeria. The three major problems in this country right now, because they say our church be the problem, say our church, bring your argument to the table. I can answer any question on this topic right now. There are three major challenges in Nigeria today. Let me focus on Nigeria, where I live. Poverty, unemployment, insecurity. These are the three major challenges in Nigeria right now. Every other sub-challenge you bring can be connected to any of these three challenges. Poverty. What is the cause of poverty? Who pays civil servants? Who designs economic policies in Nigeria? Is it the church or the government? Who designs economic policies that affect money movement? Who controls movement of money in Nigeria? Who designs the minimum wage? Is it the government or the church? For those of you that are saying that the church is a problem, who designs the economic policies? Because the number one problem in Nigeria is poverty. Money is not moving around. The money is in the hands of a few persons. Your income is the same thing. Cost of living is increasing. Economic problems, money problems. That's the first problem in Nigeria. Who designs those issues? Who? Who is in charge of designing what affects money? Is it the church? Is it your pastor? Is it the pastor, general overseer, or the white man church or white man Jesus that designs economic policies in Nigeria? It's the government. It's not the church that does that job. Is it the church or pastor or general overseer that made dollar to be 1,500 naira today? Is it the pastor? Is it the pastor? Is it the pastor that made air tickets 100,000 per ticket, local flight? Is it the pastor? Is it the pastor that increased fuel price? Is it pastor that increased fuel price in Nigeria or church? Let us think, because they are selling the wrong narrative to Nigerians and people are buying that. The church is not the problem. Is it pastor that increased your child's school fees? Is it pastor that made it that companies that came to Nigeria that disappearing because of wrong, bad policies, they're no longer making profit and they're laying off workers? Is it pastor that did that one? Is it church? Unemployment. Whose job is it to provide jobs in Nigeria? Is it the church or the government? In your state, how many new companies has been opened by government in your state? I'm not talking of individuals. How many new companies has been opened? I'm not talking of all these wayo empowerment. What do they do? What do they give Indomie and sewing machine? Those things they are doing for you, would they give it to their children? Their children, would they give it to their children? Is it the church that has the responsibility of providing employment for the people? The purpose of the church is to preach Jesus, to bring people to Jesus, which that's a primary purpose. The primary purpose of government is to serve and protect Nigerians. Number one, it's the job of your government to provide job for you, not the job of the church. Let's be practical. It's not the job. I'm not saying that churches should not do something, but who has that role? Is the government. Let's come to insecurity. Let's do an analysis right now. Because there are the three problems: poverty, unemployment, insecurity. Northern Nigeria and Southern Nigeria, where do you think we have more insecurity problems? My answer gave me Northern Nigeria. But you know what's happening? Northern Nigeria is not too, most of the people there, mark my words, they are not too internet freak. Do an analysis of the highest internet users in Africa. It's from FCT downwards, south, east, south, south. Most of the people up there, most of them are not, they know they value internet. They know they take internet serious. That is the truth. Yes, some people do, but do a statistics. So most of the things that are happening in Northern Nigeria, internet no they carry. Most of the things that are happening in the religious centers of the Northern Nigeria, internet no they carry. But whatever happens here, bam, because most of us over here are to internet inclined. Insecurity. Who job? Are you aware that it is poverty and unemployment that leads to insecurity? Most of the insecurity problems, say that they adopt not person, say that they buy person, say that they stop people for road, collect their money. Most of the time is caused by hunger. I'm not justifying it, but that is one of the causes. Hold people that commit one issue or the other, they will tell you it's not hunger. If the minimum wage of Nigerians, each Nigerian, if the minimum wage of Nigerians, an average Nigerian is collecting 300, 400,000 every month, most of these little things happening will go down. Yes, it happens in other issues happen in other country, but it is mostly hunger and lack of anything to do. That is what leads to what? Insecurity. Now let us go down. Who are the people that are given the sole responsibility of insecurity? We have security on air, we have on land, we have on the sea. We don't have much issues on Nigeria airs on terms of security issues. There's no much issue of hijacking over there. We have few issues on the sea level, that's the Navy. But most of the issues on the ground. Who are those taking care of security on the ground? The army and the police. Go and do your research. Who is the army chief? Who is the police chief? Is that person a Christian or a Muslim? They are both Muslims. For you that is saying the problem of Nigeria is church, it's not church. It is bad government, bad people in the right places. The police chief is not a Christian. The army chief today is not a Christian. So how can you say that the church is the problem of Nigeria? Because there are the three problems: poverty, unemployment, unsecure retirement. Like I said earlier, I'm quite aware that some pastors, some people that call themselves pastors are messing up. But that's not the major problem. The major problem are people that are ruling us. The president is not a Christian. The vice president is not a Christian. They are both Muslims. Check your constitution. How many times, how many places is Christianity mentioned? How many times is Islam mentioned? Go and check. 95%, 90% of times, Islam was mentioned in Nigeria constitution more than Christian. How can you not say that Christianity is the problem of Nigeria? Is Nigeria seen as a Christian country, as a Muslim country? In 2015, Nigeria became an Islamic country. My talk and make you know. How can you say that Christianity is the problem of Nigeria? These gospels that people are giving to churches. So far I'm here, I will not allow it. The problem of Nigeria is not church. How can you say it's church? Why did Britain allow what happened in the past election? It's because of personal gains. It's because of personal gains. If you tell me that religion is the problem of Nigeria, I will partly agree. But pinning it on Christianity, Christianity is not a religion. That somebody goes to church does not mean the person is a Christian. We have church goers. We have church goers who still do other things in the backyard. They just use church to do cliche. They just come to church. They just sit in the front church. They are not Christians. A real Christian is Christ-like. A real Christian obeys the commandment. A real Christian loves God. And Jesus said, if you love me, love every other person. You cannot claim you love God and you don't love your brethren. Which institution is responsible for selecting political leaders in Nigeria? INEC. The two past INEC chairmen, are they Christians or Muslims? They are Muslims. Atahiru Jega and Mahmoud. You all know what happened in Nigeria 2014 and 2015 and 2023. You all know what happened. If you say don't know what happened, no problem. So how can somebody come and say that church is the problem of Nigeria? It's not. The problem of Nigeria is the wrong people. Go and check those that they said that they stole billion. Some are Christians, some are Muslims. So why picking only Christianity? Is there anything going on in Christianity that is not going on in the other side? Everything, the same thing. But because most of those things, they cover themselves. Go and check. Most of the things that are happening in Southeast, there are internet bloggers to pick them. The ones that are happening in North, bloggers know they pick them. So you know they spread. So it looks like nothing is happening. Go and check people that are stopping people on the highway. How many of them are Christians? How many are Muslims? Insecurity. Go to northern Nigeria. The people that are going to chase people out from the villages, are they Christians or Muslims? Come down to South. The people that are causing the problem, they are not Christians. They are traditional worshippers. Most of the challenges in Southeast is caused by people who masquerade as Christians, but they are not Christians. Some are traditional people. Anambra State, for example, let me focus on them. Some guys went to the club in Oba, pick people, bite people. Are those people Christians? Now, pastor send those people. The people that stand on the highway to adopt not people. Now, pastor send them. The guys in the bush that come to the road, pick people to the bush and demand for ransom. Now, pastor send them. Most of them are political leaders send them. Most of them, they were allowed from up there to come down here and cause more insecurity problems. If you don't know, no. I've told a lot of people that I know a lot of things. I just choose to say what I want to say. You come to South and Southeast. Commissioners of police and army. Are they Christians or Muslims? Because they're the ones that should solve security problems. So how can you say that it is the church that is the cause of the problem of Nigeria? It's not true. You go to the village with your car, they go put juju and jazz for your drink. May they buy the person. Now pastor do am na person they claim on your menana. Now then they do am. So personalizing it and narrowing it down that Christianity is wrong, it is not true. I've given you fact and figures. Bring your own fact and figures to the table. Mention anything that pastors do that other people don't do too. I'm not justifying it per se, but don't narrow it down. If you want to solve the problem of Nigeria, remove political affiliations, remove ethnicity, remove religion, look at people's track record, and vote them. But during the election, they will tell you this person is an Hausa man, this one is an Igbo man, this one is this one. Don't vote for this person. The hunger in the land, if they select tribe, hunger not they select tribe. Hunger not they select religion. Everybody they touch them. And the best I know, there are people that no matter how dry the country is, they will never eat grass. They must eat meat. And I know the people and I belong to those people. No matter how bad rich, it's not possible. Now God will provide them. The inspiration, they come 24 hours. So let us stop these lies that we're trying to, they're pushing the body of Christ, saying a white man Jesus. Who said so? Who said so? Is it white man Jesus that gave somebody bulala to be on the highway and collect people's money? Is it highway? No. Remember what I said, the challenges in Nigeria is poverty. Pensions. Who chop the pension fund? Now the past president used pension fund to pay national debt. Is the past president a Christian or a Muslim? What is this? Focus and say church, this church. We're in the end time. I'm aware of what is happening, but I'm coming to explain this for those that want to think and listen and meditate. There is plenty of basketballs to bring down the body of Christ. What is the purpose of bringing down the body of Christ? To increase the other population, because there are two major religions in Nigeria. So why is the attack on Christianity? And so that they can demoralize people, give them zero base, and possibly bring them there or leave them neutral. And if you are neutral in these last days, you are in trouble. It's either you are here or you are here. You must be somewhere. I have never seen a northern blogger, a northern social media person speaking against the religious leaders over there. Go and check. But here, boom, it happens. A functional system. How can you say is the problem of this guy? Is it INEC chairman, police chiefs, army chief, security chiefs? Are they Christians or Muslim? Your constitution, is it a Christian constitution or a Muslim constitution? Does it recognize in the national body, is Nigeria seen as a Christian country or as a Muslim country? Let us stop this thing we are doing. Now the unfortunate thing is that even some people, Omenana, I'm not disgracing that. Should I go? Let me go there a little bit. What is Omenana? Traditional worship. Go and ask your grandfather and our forefathers what they did. Some of them used 15 people. Igwe die. They go use 15 human beings to bury Igwe. Traditional worship. Tell me somebody where they go put a son for ground, a daughter for ground like that, where they go cause the land. Tell me. Traditional worship. Abi? Water body that is flowing naturally. You can't litter it to substances, water pollution. You know that traditional worship, Abi? Naim Abi? Traditional worship, where you go collect person wife, collect person daughter as ransom, say they owe you. Traditional worship, Abi? We're going to the village, you're afraid of going to the village. Why don't you go? Since traditional worship is the best, go and stay in your village now. Why are you running to the city? Go and stay in your village now and worship tradition very, very, very well. It's not Christianity. Christianity is not the problem of Nigeria. Most of the people that are spoiling this country, they are in that angle, but they are quiet. The few people that are here spoiling the country, they come to church and you think they love God, you think they are Christians, but they belong to a lot of other things that does not reverence God. And that is where the problem is coming from. Because God, the Bible, will never support you to suffer fellow people. No. God no go tell you to suffer your fellow people. Bible no go tell you money wey they give you for road, chop am. Money wey they give you for contract, use and send the children abroad. Bible no go tell you that one. So that if people go to church on Sunday, does not mean they are Christians. Some are just going there to do eye service. They are not born again. They don't know God. The love of God is not in their hearts. They are somewhere else. So with this point of mind, Christianity is not the problem of Nigeria. If you think otherwise, bring it to the comment section. If you're not satisfied, let us go live. But I've given some points. Don't forget to share this particular video. This is very sensitive because the basketballs on Christianity is just too much. And so far people like me are still here. Unless the internet goes off, Android and iPhone goes off, I will keep on speaking to enlighten our people. Do have a nice day. God bless you.